What's up, Underdogs? Welcome back to another episode of the Underdog's Voice. Let me ask you a question. What happens when a kid with D1 talent get benched, overlooked, and nearly burnt out before high school? You don't know? But I'm going to tell you. She works, she leads, and she fights back. Today on the Underdog's Voice podcast, I'm talking to a baller, seen the best and the worst of youth sports. Hayden Hearst. Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, you did.
Hey, Hayden Hearst started young, played high level AAU, got benched in blowouts. What? Lost confidence, but guess what? She never gave up. And now, guess what, y'all? She got 17 D1 offers, including Ivy League schools and HBCUs. And she's still on the grind. This one is about setbacks, leadership, and trusting the long game. So you know what? Let's get it. What's going on, Hayden?
Nothing much, just on the grind.
Yeah, I see. Nice to finally meet you. Been following you for a minute, watching everything. You good, man. You good, but I'm not going to tell everybody how good you are. You're going to tell everybody how good you are. So welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
So let's start at the beginning. So you started hooping at 6 and your dad was your coach. I wonder how that was with your dad being your coach.
Yes, well, he was very tough on me, definitely, especially from a young age. Once I told my dad, I want to play basketball, he was like, so because, he played basketball. So as soon as I told him I wanted to play, he was like, all right, let's hit the grind now.
Right.
We started working out, going to the park. We used to go to the park all the time, outdoors, nighttime, right after school, get ready and, hit the gym. So, and then he always started holding me accountable, since I started playing, since I picked up the ball.
Yeah, I was the same way with my daughter. Excuse me. I was the same way with my daughter. Hustling, grinding. My daughter could shoot her tail off. She stopped playing. I think when she was 12, she stopped. Because our whole team, split up. So she didn't want to play with nobody else. Yeah, because the whole day was together for a long time. But right now, she'd be a heck of a coach because she know everything about basketball. She'd be a real good coach. So, what was the early grind like? And when did you realize that it wasn't just a hobby for you, though?
It was definitely going to the park. And, just doing, he would put the ground, he would put a resistance band, around my waist.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you have to dribble and then, pull back the resistance band. Uh-huh. It's, get better at dribbling. Yes, you gotta do, the 2 balls, dribbling, stuff like that. So, but I feel once I started, actually playing, I just really started loving it because, obviously I'm tall. So, when I was younger, I was kind of living up being weird because, you're tall and you're right. A girl, so you're taller than everyone around you. So, but then when I played basketball, it felt like I wasn't really, I felt like I belonged there. It was a community. I didn't feel awkward or weird. So I was dang, I actually really love playing basketball. And then, once I started to do more actually practicing stuff, and, I started to watch the WNBA and stuff. I was thinking that's where I want to go. I want to go to the WNBA. So I was okay, this is not going to be a hobby. This is something that I actually want to pursue.
Okay. And with 17 D1 offers, you're well on your way. Keep on working. So you're playing AAU across the Southwest, right? In Chicago, right?
So, Texas.
Texas, my bad. Texas. I don't know why I said. I said Chicago because I looked up something today when it was on my mind just now. So Texas, right? Mega for basketball.
Yeah.
Mega for basketball. So then you got recruited to a nationally ranked team in the 4th grade. Is that correct? All right. But
yes.
Then came the real moment. Then came the real moment, right? Sitting at the end of the bench, barely getting those minutes, right? Trust me, I understand. So what was it like for you mentally? And how did you process that at that age? Being in the 4th grade, I know that had to, sting a little bit.
Yes, definitely stung. I mean, it definitely like took away my confidence because I was nervous when I would get in the game because I was like, this is my only chance. So I have to do perfect because kind of like you have to prove yourself, but like, I just didn't want to mess up. So I was scared to get in the game. And then I was also wondering to myself, like, what am I not doing to get in the game? Like, why am I not good enough to get in the game? And then I'm looking at my parents and they're driving all around, spending their time at practices because the practices were like an hour away from my house. So even on weekdays, we were spending a lot of time there. So I was just like, it just took away my confidence. It really made me like self-conscious and it made me start to like second guess my skills, if that makes sense.
So did your coach ever give you the reason why?
I mean, I think, well, it's actually a funny story because I ended up playing for him again, in high school. So, but I mean, I just think when I look back, he didn't I think he told my dad, when my dad would ask him, he told my dad a reason, but I don't really remember the significant reason. But yeah, I mean, there were some really good girls on my team though. I won't even lie, but I don't really know the exact reason.
Yeah, I just don't believe in if you're playing AAU and I put you on a team and you're paying, right? Mm-hmm. You're traveling an hour away, right? As a player, it's your job to get better. And for what you're saying, your father worked with you. As a coach, it's my job to figure out how to put you in the best position to succeed and not be at the end of the bench because you're playing. I mean, you're paying to play. I don't think it's right in the AAU world where somebody pays and they don't get to see the floor. To me, basketball is supposed to be about development. Development is supposed to be a big aspect of anything. But to me, nowadays, if you're playing AAU or any travel basketball, everybody needs to play at some point, especially if your parent going to play. And a lot of people are like, the skill, then don't put them on your team if they're not good. If you know that kid not good, then don't. No, sir, she can't. She ain't gonna get that much time on here, so you better take her to record until she get better. That's what I would tell a parent instead of letting them come and play for me, waste all their time driving an hour for practice and paying their money. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't good enough, you ain't good enough. Because when we was growing up, it wasn't everybody had a team. It was like if you wasn't good enough to play AAU, you didn't play on that AAU team in the community because you wasn't good enough. You still played rec ball.
Right.
AAU just used to be for the best of the best. Now it's just a bunch of thousands of travel teams just traveling all around the world. People paying all this money to play basketball. I don't understand. I have an organization, but I don't charge people that much. Everybody plays. I mean, everybody plays. Everybody. And I don't cut people. I don't advertise either. Everybody come to me word of mouth. But I train them and I make sure they get better out of the season. Everybody, I got 14 girls on my younger team. Everybody plays.
Dang, that's good.
Everybody plays. One person might get more time than the next person because I tell them, you're going to play. How you practice dictates how much time you get. You see what I'm saying? But everybody plays. Everybody plays. So I just don't understand that. That's why I asked you, did he tell you? Because as a coach, I'm going to tell you the reason why you're not getting that much playing time. Especially in high school basketball. So what happened with him in high school basketball though?
I mean, so when I went back to him for club, it was way better. I actually loved playing with him because I just felt like he believed in me. He just he was letting me be versatile. He would always uplift me. It was great. I really it was last year. So, and I really appreciated playing with him. And I think he's a great coach.
All right. So when you was younger, did you leave his team and play for somebody else and then came back once you got in high school?
Well, yes. So when I left his team, that's when I took my break. So I left his team and then I didn't really do AU. I just went, my dad put me in a rec league with all boys. So that's kind of like what I did the whole time. Like, until I came back to AU, I was like in rec league, which definitely helped because, it's all boys and they're very aggressive. So, I definitely think that helped, but that's kind of what I did like during my time off.
Yeah, so a lot of hoopers, they keep pushing through without healing, right? Mentally or physically. But your father, your dad, he made that call for you to step back away from AAU and work on your game so you can become, come back stronger. And from what you're telling me, that's what happened. So elaborate on that break a little bit more. How did that break from AAU shift your mindset and your confidence?
I think, I definitely appreciate the break because when I was playing against the boys, I just think it definitely brought my confidence back because I realized, if I can make buckets on them, then, I can do the same against girls because, boys are taller and more athletic. So, and then it wasn't just that, we were working out before, but it kind of turned into sand workouts and more conditioning, stuff more like one-on-one time where, working on skills and developing my shot and stuff like that. So I think once you work that hard, you don't really have a choice but to believe in your abilities because, you're seeing the work that you put in and you're doing the reps over and over and over again. So I think that definitely helped. And, I was able to play free without really being worried about, if I was going to come out or if I'm not going to play this game. I was just able to play free and be confident.
Yeah, so I really applaud your father for recognizing that and doing that. That's what parents are supposed to do. All right, she's not good enough for this right now. Let me pull her, put her somewhere else so they can build her confidence and then put her back. You know what I mean? Once she starts building that confidence. So I really commend your father for doing that. That's what good parents do. Some other parents, they will leave you in there and just she ain't getting better. You need to take her somewhere else where she can get better and then bring her back. She's not getting. But I really commend your father for doing that. I really do. Because it's just a lot. It's a lot. And one thing would have happened if he didn't do it, you wouldn't be playing basketball right now.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
So he did a great job with doing that. So you came back, you earned your spot, right? You became captain of your 8th grade. Then you got your first D1 offer right after that. So what did that moment mean to you, especially after all that adversity?
So when I got my first offer, I was really shocked. And it made me feel amazing because I just realized all the hard work that I had put in, I was reaping the rewards. So I was, cause I had seen on Instagram, all of the girls getting offers and I was like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. But then it made me realize dang, I can actually take this far and, really continue my goal of, trying to pursue it as a career. So I was just really happy and it just really made me want to work harder and continue to get more offers and, just get get better, higher skills and, kind of be considered one of the more higher skilled girls.
Yeah, that's fight for that dream, following that dream. First offer motivate you. That first offer will motivate you. Oh, I got one. Oh, let me get another one. Yeah, that first offer will motivate you to work hard because now you know that you can see your dream, you know what I'm saying, coming to fruition. Mm-hmm. And you're like, man, I can't mess this up, so I got to keep on working hard. That's a good thing, and I really applaud for you for doing that because most people be like, I made it. They get one D1 offer and be like, I made it. And then, slack off on their work because they think, okay, I got that D1. You know what I mean? So I really applaud.
Yes.
I really applaud you on you keep on working and stuff like that. So that's great. That's great. So then after all that, transfer to DeSoto, took on a national schedule. You still find yourself being overlooked at times. Even one of the best teams in the country. So how did that impact your confidence again? And how did you keep your head up?
I mean, definitely impact my confidence. It made it falter a little, I won't lie. But I just in the back of my head, I just knew that I needed it. I needed to go through this because I definitely got better. At DeSoto, I definitely developed. I got faster, stronger, better IQ, and just also not just physically, but mentally, just having the mindset of cause coaches, they were tough. So, being able to like, not let it like affect you, like negatively, like get into your head about it, and then like just be able to go through it. So, like, cause when you go to college, the coaches aren't going to be like all nice and sweet and stuff like that. So definitely like just learning how to deal with that. And I just know like to go through that, cause right before that I had a really good summer, and I think like it just taught me to be more aggressive. And I knew that I was getting better, even though I wasn't playing, I knew that I was getting better.
Right. And look, I'm a tough coach myself. I tell my players, I'm preparing you for the next level. I'm not being mean. I'm just holding you accountable. Because that's the next level. That's what's going to happen. Look, my girls will tell you, all my girls that's in college right now to tell you, he used to put us out the gym. Like, if they wasn't working hard, he used to put us, he would tell us to go home, get out, come back when you're ready to practice. If they late, it ain't no running if you late. Tell your parent, don't leave that parking lot. Go back home. So it was holding them accountable. And they just thought, like, man, we ain't messing with I'm going to practice on time today. I ain't trying to miss. And it made them better because they was more responsible. They wanted to come to practice every day. They ain't want to miss it. None of that. So again, I applaud you on, not putting your head down, keeping your head up. And even though you wasn't getting that much playing time at that time, sometimes you just got to wait your turn. You just keep on working and waiting your turn. Sometimes that's what has to happen. Right? Sometimes you just gotta look. I know I'm good enough, but maybe the girl in front of me is better than me right now. So I'm just gonna keep on working and waiting my turn and listening to my coach. So I really applaud you on that. It seems like your father really, leading you in the right direction and making sure you got a good head on his shoulder. Anybody else has been like, I'm transferring. Think about the transfer portal right now. Anybody else be like, I'm transferring. So think about it. You went to DeSoto, you ain't get that much time, but you kept on working. Because guess what? Iron sharpens iron, right? You playing with some of the best girls in the state. You know what I mean? So you're getting better because you're playing with those girls. So iron sharpens iron. That's that grown mindset. Not the growth mindset. That's a grown mindset to do. So how did competing at that level make you better, even when your name wasn't always called?
I think like just being able, first of all, like the whole like mental part of it. Cause like my first school, when I went to private school, like, I had a team, but not everybody was really like serious about basketball. Like it was more like a hobby. But then when I went to DeSoto, like everybody on the team, like this is something that they're seriously considering, like they're committed. So I think like it helps you like just be able to like grow, like it motivates you to really like continue to take it seriously, be serious. Like during practice, you're not fooling around, you're locked in. And then like just like playing against them, like physically, like learning what moves work, what moves don't work, just being stronger, like more aggressive. Like I was playing in the summer after Soto, like, I was being physical, I was moving people around, like, just learning those things and taking them with me, like when I play in the summer.
So surprisingly, your father now is a coach, right? Mm-hmm. And you decide to transfer to his school, to a prep school, right? Where your dad coached, right?
Yes.
Back in the leadership role. So how has that changed the way you see yourself as a player and as a person, taking on that leadership role at the prep school that your father coached at?
I mean, I definitely think like he's definitely still tough. The coaching is still very tough, but I think it helps me like be able to take accountability, definitely like be able to take accountability, and then also like be like pressure on myself, but being able to excel under pressure, because I know I would have to perform for my team to be able to win. I'll have to perform. So, be able to excel and not let like get to me and let it get me down. And then like if my dad or the head coach is saying something to me, I was like, okay, got it. Like be able to apply it immediately and not like respond harshly to criticism. So I definitely think that. And also like, just being able to like not only think about myself as a player, but also the people around me, and being able to uplift them, also help them develop without being too harsh on them as well. So being able to, like definitely like grow into the player that I want to be, just add more characteristics to the player that I am.
Yeah, I get it. That's what leaders does. Leaders, they develop people around them, right? You're doing a great job of developing people around you and becoming that leader on the basketball court with helping your teammates out, making sure they're getting better. Because to me, that's how you become the best player on the team. Not because of your individual skills, but how you make everybody else around you better makes you the best person on the team. You understand that? And that makes you the best person on the team, making everybody around you better. Mike did it. Kobe did it. They was mean doing it, but they made everybody else around them better. And that's why they won championships. I always tell people, and I try to put this in my high school girls' heads. A player-led team is better than the coach-led team. A player-led team win championships. Coach-led team win games, but a player-led team win championships. Got that? Always remember that. It's just a little jewel for you. Remember that. All right, so with 17 D1 offers on the table, from Ivy League schools to HBCUs to military academies, that's a wide spectrum of respect. How are you handling that kind of attention now? And what are you looking for in a program?
I definitely think like when I got the offers, I just felt like I was like so relieved. I was like, oh my, like, you know, I'm still like, you know, proving what I am to colleges, like that I'll be able to play at the college level, but also like not letting that be like, okay, now I can relax. Like, no, that is showing like I gotta continue to work harder. Like, okay, it's paying off. I gotta make sure that it continues paying off. So it definitely motivates me to work harder and just, you know, like have a chip on my shoulder, especially playing against like other teams during the high school season because you know, like they know, like social media, you know, like people know, and they want to be able to get a clip on you or something like that. So just being able to have a chip on your shoulder and always put an effort wherever you go because you know that you always have eyes on you. But I think for looking at a college, I really want somewhere because I'm super close to my family, and I know that it's going to be tough when I have to leave. But I really want like a team that feels like a family and where I'll be comfortable and feel at home. And also just, you know, like somewhere that I can like a system, like where I can be versatile and where I can really like help the team and be able to play. Like that's super important to me. And just, you know, coaches that I'll love and coaches that love me and somewhere where I'll be valued.
Okay. I like that. Being valued is very important, especially these days. I just hope none of this stuff, by the time you get to school, they have all this NIL stuff ironed out. Just transferring stuff ironed out. You know what I mean? Not to me in basketball, nothing's more important than having a team that bond. And if everybody's transferring every year, and you got a new teammate every year, you ain't gonna have that time to bond. You know what I'm saying? For that 4 years. And I just think that basketball is more than about money.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some people need to transfer. Everybody, but 1,000? Like 1,000 kids in the transfer pool trying to transfer? Then sometimes you don't even make it in the transfer portal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just think that coaches bonds, player bonds, you're missing out on that. Keep on transferring from team to team to team to team to team to team to team because you're not building long-lasting relationships with people. And I think that's what sports is all about. Discipline and building strong relationships to become a better person. Not just about the money all the time. But that's just me. That's just me. I like building relationships with my players. My girls come home from college. We still go out to restaurants. They call me all the time. Coach Steve, how you doing? One of them called me yesterday, asking me about internship she about to do. What should she do? You know what I mean? That's the type of relationships I want to have with my players. But nowadays, and that's why a lot of college coaches are leaving because they can't build relationships no more. They gotta recruit their own players again. Like, really, I gotta recruit you again. You know what I mean? Just to keep their players. They gotta recruit. They gotta recruit them once, and then after the season over, try to recruit them again. To try to recruit them again. Coaches don't want to go through all that. Just think about that when you get to college. Make sure you're somewhere, like you said, that fits you, right? And you'll be happy there for your 4 years. Maybe you won't be, but make the right decision. for you. Make the right decision for you. So you're right. I mean, you stay on the grind because 3 workouts a day, every day. Look, you're what Dawn Staley be talking about when she says most people out here want to have D1 dreams with backyard workouts. You're not one of those people. You got a D1 dream and you got a D1 workout 3 days a week, every day. That's a different type of hunger. Like, that's like nobody stopping me. I really want this. Dad, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's go work out. Dad, it's 12 p.m. Let's go work out. Dad, that's Kobe workout 3 times a day. That's great. So where does that drive come from, and how do you stay so consistent in a world full of distractions like cell phones?
Yes. I mean, the drive definitely comes from like, I know my goals, like, and I know where I need to get to be able to achieve my goals. And like, I've seen the value from working hard. So I know that if I continue to work hard, that I'm just going to go up. And like, I just love like after like being able to come home after, the 3rd workout and just be like, I did it today. Like I did everything I could do and go to sleep. So, but I definitely think like staying consistent. Well, my dad, like he's always down to work out. Like, sometimes he waking me up like at 5 a.m. I'll be like, you ready to go? He'll be like, yep, you're ready. I'm ready. So he's definitely like, he always pushes me. He's always like, he'll never tell me no. Like if I have to go to the gym, he's always driving me even when he's tired or whatever. So just like knowing, and then most of the time, sometimes I'll feel guilty if I don't work out a certain time of day. Like I'll feel really guilty and be like, dang, like I could have got some
work out today.
So definitely like, like just staying and like, I don't want to think that anybody's working harder than me.
That's great. That's great. So listen, it's okay. You work hard. It's okay to take a breath sometimes and recover. Recovery is part of working out, like the recovery, like, but this is what I told parents, like, and I got this from somebody, so I'm not going to take full credit for it, but match your kid's energy. Your father is matching your energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You call your father like, Dad, let's go work out. There's not too many kids that's going to do that. There's a lot of kids that's waiting for their parents to take them to the gym. You, Dad, can we go to the gym? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I always tell parents, so match your kid energy. If your kid is not waking you up or telling you to go work out, put them on a rec league. Because that's what the type of player he is. If your kid is telling you, I want to work out 3 days a week, knocking on your door, hey, can we go work out? Can you take me to the gym? Boom, 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 boom. That's the kid you want to put on them high-level teams. You know what I mean? Because they're working hard. Match your kid energy. If your kid energy is $250, you're going to play for somebody that's going to charge me $250. $150, that's a rec team. If your kid energy is 3 days a week, every day like yours, we got to go find an EYBL team for you to be on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to invest that money in you because that's what you want it like that. Don't invest no money. Look, parents out there, do not invest no money in a kid that don't want it. I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Look, find out what your kid really want to do and invest in that. If they don't want to play basketball and they telling you, I want to go to the league, I want to go to college and play basketball, but they only working out 1 time a week. They only work out when they go to practice. They don't do nothing outside of practice. You don't want to go to no league, you ain't doing nothing. So you're going to play rec ball until you decide on you want to take this serious. But it's okay. And I tell kids, if you really don't want to play your parent, you don't want to play. It's something you're wasting my time, you're wasting your parent time, and you're wasting your time. If you just want to play for fun, let me know so I can know how to coach you. I'm going to coach you like you want to have fun. If you want to play college basketball, I'm going to coach you like you want to play college basketball. I'm going to coach you and another player different based on what you tell me. But parents, match your kids' energy as what they want to do. That kid don't want to play basketball like that, and they just want to play for fun and then don't spend all this money traveling all around the world and going to hotel and going 2 to 3 states over. You know what I'm saying? Watch your kids sit on the bench because they ain't getting better. No, we're going to stay home. We're going to go on a local travel team that just travels around in our area. And that's what you're going to play for. I wouldn't be traveling all over the world for somebody that's not working out 3 days a week. I ain't maxing on my credit card for you. I ain't maxing on my credit card for you. We could be doing something else. I could be on vacation some doggone way. You fooling around and stuff. So no, we ain't doing that. So I really appreciate your full work ethic and the hard work you put in, and it's paying off, man. It's paying off. 17, like, it's paying off. It's really paying off. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". Sheesh. You about to have 17 more coming. 17 more. So are you a senior right now?
I'm a junior.
Look at that. 17 more coming. I am telling you.
Yeah.
17 more coming.
Fully.
Let's get that. Look, everybody know you've been benched, questioned, but again, 17 offers later, you're still hungry. What does being an underdog mean to you personally? And how do you carry that every time you step on the court?
Well, being an underdog to me means when people count you out and you're very overlooked, like they're not expecting you to really do much. You know, you're not coming up in conversations. You're pretty much like forgotten. They just like, they don't really care like what you're doing. They do you at a very low level. I think to me, like taking that mentality with me, like just always having a chip on my shoulder and just knowing like, I feel like I always have, like always having something to prove. Mm-hmm. To like make sure that I'm always giving 100% effort every time that I step on the court because I want to prove somebody wrong. Like I don't want to fit the mold that they're trying to put me in. I want to do higher than that.
Yeah. Don't never let nobody put you in a box. I got a kid, she's about 6'2", in the 7th grade. 7th grade. I'm telling you, when I first got her, I was doing a 3-on-3 tournament. She couldn't play basketball worth nothing, like 3 years ago. And her father is just like your father. Her and her father go work out I can take the credit of teaching her how to play basketball. The workout part, I can't take credit for. That's all her fault. Now, when she comes to me, I work her out, but I show her how to play the game. This young girl is going to be a beast. Only thing she got to do is get strong. And I told her, once you get stronger, you're going to be the number 1 girl in Maryland. She's going to be the number 1 girl in Maryland. She's 6'2" right now as a 7th grader.
That's good.
This weekend, she averaged 18 points a game. She could have averaged more than that, but she missed like 13 layups. Because when she hit the ball, like everybody around her trying to stop her. So like she couldn't do it. So she missed like 13 layups. But she scored 18 points a game. She could have had easily 30 points a game. Easily. She would have made half those layups. So you remind me of her. Right? Younger. You know, she's the same way, like, though she ain't fit in nowhere. There was when she started playing basketball, and she's been through a lot, like, physically. And it was times where she had to stop playing because of she had some type of infection, but they didn't know what it was. So she had to stop playing for a while, then she get back strong, play again. So she's been through a lot of adversity too. You remind me of her. This girl works hard. She works hard. Only thing I tell her is, you just gotta get stronger now. She's going to be a beast. She's going to be a beast. Trust me. So, your diet. What do you eat?
Okay, so my diet. Okay, so some people don't eat breakfast before games, but my dad, like, he makes sure, even when I don't want to, he makes sure that I eat breakfast. Cause I feel like full in the mornings, and my dad, he'll wake up extra early, and he'll make pancakes, smoothies, bacon, eggs. Like, he'll make all that stuff, like, before the game. Like, even if it doesn't matter what time I game, my game could be at 8, and my dad will be up at, like, 6, making breakfast. So, definitely that. I mean, I don't have, like a organized diet. Like, I always try to drink Yeah, I always try to drink a lot of water, like in between games, like I eat well, it depends how far the games are. But, I mean like, salads and granola bars and stuff like that. But like, I don't really have like a like written out diet, if you like a strict diet, if that makes sense.
I got you. You need a lot of protein.
Well, yes, like my dad, like he's really good at making steak. Like I only had steak like a couple of days. I think actually yesterday. I had steak yesterday. So I mean, I feel like I have like a pretty good amount of like protein in my diet.
That's good, man. Like diet. Especially when you start playing college basketball, like you play at a high level right now. So diet is very important to making sure that your body is healthy, it prevent injuries and things like that. So that's very important. Hold on for 1 second. What's your normal routine like?
So I wake up at like, at least I try to wake up at like 5:20, 5:30 in the morning. Cause my school starts at 7:30. So I try to wake up, and then we live like, my dad got his membership. He owns a gym, but he also got a membership at 24-hour fitness. And that's like 10 minutes away from my house. So wake up super early and go work out. We'll either do weights or we'll shoot around, because we do weights every other day.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Now come back home and then, shower and stuff. And then we're in off season right now. So like at the near end of school, we'll start like, what are your skills or conditioning? So then I come home and I'll change, and then I'll go to the gym and we'll shoot and do skills. And then after, I have to do conditioning. So I'll either be at the track, we'll do like 17s in the gym, or I'll be on the treadmill.
Oh, okay. 17s. What's your 17 minute? How long did it take you to do your 17s? What do you put on the clock? A minute and 30?
I do like, my dad gives me a minute and 15.
Okay. Do you hit that time?
Yes, I do hit the time, but like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple of times where, I'll miss it by a couple of seconds because, well, recently, I've been like, I had a knee injury, so, I haven't been able to cut as hard. Most of the time I make it though. Most of the time I make it, maybe sometimes if I really like doing good and hitting my cuts hard, I have a couple of seconds to spare. But I usually make the time.
All right, good. All right, so I'm about to ask you 2 questions. All right. So if you could cross up any celebrity in a one-on-one game just for bragging rights, right? Who would you pick and why?
Would probably cross up LeBron James. I will probably cross up LeBron James. I'm not gonna lie.
LeBron, why you put the King James? LeBron?
I know, like, no, don't get me wrong. I love LeBron, but you can't tell me that if I cross with LeBron, that'll be everywhere on social media. Like, I can tell everybody. Yes, like, I can tell everybody, like, I crossed with LeBron. Like, I'm gonna tell my kids that I crossed with LeBron. Like, I'm not like, it will be everywhere. Like, that's such a good person. Like you said, like, he's the king. Not everybody, you rarely even see LeBron getting scored on. So, like, crossing up, like, that's crazy.
Wow, so she picked LeBron James underdogs. I hear that. King James, she gonna cross you up 1-on-1. Soon as you retire. She ready to play you, LeBron. All right, so I have a question. So be honest. What's one move you tried in the game that looked way better in your head than it actually?
Okay, so there was this one move that I tried. So like, honestly, I think this is more on me than like the move. But so it's hard to explain, but you post up on the block, right? You're posting up. And then they pass you the ball, and like, as you're catching it, you kind of like spin and do a reverse on the other side. Like, me and my dad, we were working on it. And he was like, I want to see you try that. Now, it wasn't a game, but it was practice. And it's like, I don't know what I was doing. Like, I got it, and I tried to spin, and like I just do that. Like, I don't even know. Like, I was so shocked. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I threw it out. It went over the basket. I was like, yeah. I looked at my dad. He was like, I was like, yeah, I didn't work on this before I put it on the game.
You need to work on that some more. Oh.
Yeah.
That is crazy. All right. So do you have a signature celebration? Like if you do you shoot threes?
I do shoot threes, but I mainly celebrate like when I do like an and one. Like if I do an and one, I do little pump arms like with the and one, like you can't really see it, but like, like this, do like an and one. I mean, one time I did play like the little too little thing. I have done that before, like, and I was really mad that game. But usually, like, I think like just if I block somebody's shot, then I would like get that out of here. Like, if it was a really good block and the team has really been like aggravating me, like, then I'll be like, get that out of here. But, that's like when I do, like when I block or a stare down. A stare down is good. I just started doing a stare down more, but I've done a stare down before too. So
stare down, all that block shot, get them out of here. That mess up out of here. Don't be playing with me. Hey, look, this was really, really fun, man, having you on the stuff. And I don't wish you nothing but the best. You nice, like you ain't arrogant with anything. You're a hard worker, and I really appreciate players like you. And this is one reason why I do this show, because I want to hear everybody's story. And I just think too many adults are talking and not enough kids. Too many adults are talking right now. And I want to hear from the kids. I want to hear how they feel about basketball and any other sport that they play. How do they feel about being an underdog right now? That's why I had this platform. I value underdog. I love underdogs. I value them. I want them to get better. Like my team that I got, even that girl I was talking about, all of them underdogs. I don't pick the best players around here. I don't. I develop them. I do not go after the best players. I tell everybody else that I know that coach around here at that organization, give me the ones you don't want. Send them to me. Yeah. I don't care if they can't dribble. By the end of the season, you're going to want them back. I'm not getting they ain't coming back. For real, I didn't do that. People done sent me people and, well, they used to play for somebody and they wasn't that good. Oh, she don't fit our system. I'm like, okay, give it to me. They give them to me. They see a year later, they be like, yo, what did you do? She good. I'm like, yeah, and she ain't coming back. I find someone to come back. She's going to stay with me now. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. But I really appreciate you, man, coming on the show. So what is your handle? People can follow you and stuff on people can follow you and stuff on your page. Let people know where they can follow your journey.
My Instagram is at Hayden _K _Hearst HEARST. And then my Twitter is at Hayden _Hearst, I want to say. I think that is my Twitter. So that's like the two social medias that I have. But yes, thank you for having me on the show. I really, really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for like having some interest in me. This is my first interview, so I'm really excited. So thank you so much.
Now, look, it's no problem. I got one more thing for you. Before you go. Hold up. No, not really. We're just going to end it. But listen, you're special, man. Keep on working hard. Tell your father I really like the job that he's doing with you, and keep on continuing to be that great dad that he is. And I know mom in there somewhere.
Yes.
Mom on the sideline. Go get him, girl. Go get him. I know she in there somewhere. Tell your parents they're doing a really great job. I just like your vibe and your attitude about the sport. And I think that's going to carry you far. So I want to see you on television at one of them D1 schools. I'm like, I know her. So I really want to see you do that. So man, look guys, this is what we do. This is why I do this. This is why I do this. Right, guys? This is what we do. And she's one of the reasons why we do it. So Hayden's story is a reminder that just because they don't see you now doesn't mean that they won't respect you later. So big love to you, Hayden. You're proof that the real ones always rise. So great luck to you. Look, everybody out there, this is the Underdog's Voice podcast. Tap in across all my platforms on Linktree, SQ Basketball Chronicles. Hit that bell and turn on all notifications notifications because on this show, we have real stories from real people, from real ball players that are underdogs that rise through the ashes. That's what we have every week. That's what we have, no doubt. So I want y'all to ask yourself a question. Well, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Have you ever been overlooked, benched, or doubted? And what did you do to bounce back from it? So drop your story below. We're all underdogs in our own way. So just keep on walking and keep on moving. This is Coach Q with Hayden. And guess what? We're out.